Employers are going to be paying you more cash. That's right. If your boss ain't paying you more money in 2022, you need a new job, a new job. Employers are expected to pay more in salaries and bonuses to retain talent in 2022. If you're talented, your boss needs to fork over the cash. Inflation and wages over the last decade. Inflation has lingered between 1 and 2% over the last decade, but now it is at nearly 7%, while pay raises have increased between 2 and 3% during the same time period. But when you have inflation now at nearly 7%, obviously only a 2 or 3% pay raise ain't getting the job done. And so there's a brand new survey out of how many companies are actually increasing their wages. 51% of HR leaders in the US said their organization expects average merit increases of more than 5%, according to Grant Thornton. 68% said their company already increased the number of employees eligible to receive a cash bonus. And that was all due to polling 551 senior US HR leaders of companies with at least 500 employees. Now, in November, remember this was all done in August, in November, a couple months ago, those who switched jobs saw the 12-month moving average wage gains of 4.3%. Those who stayed in their current position saw gains of 3.2%. We are not mathematicians. We are not the second coming of Einstein. But we do know how to read these numbers, which means that if you switch jobs, your pay goes up. If you stay in your job, your pay does not go up as fast. And so Tim Glowa, a principal at Grant Thornton, said wages are, in many cases, kind of the table stakes, a situation that organizations have to get right in order to attract and retain people. And then he went on to say, this isn't just an HR problem anymore. It's a C-suite problem. We're seeing more organizations needing to work together as a leadership team to figure out what they can do to retain talent. But of course, employees are saying, hey, Tim, I appreciate you. I appreciate you telling them they got to pay us. They got to help us secure the bag for us to stay at our jobs, our job. You want me to work for you? Pay me more money. But salary is not the only thing that employees care about. 51% would give up a 10 to 20% salary increase for more flexibility in when and where they work. The people want freedom. They don't want to just get paid. And that is according to 1,500 full-time U.S. employees. I don't know if that's necessarily true across the entire United States, that people would give up a 20% salary increase for a little bit more freedom. But 51% said they would, which is about half, which means that 49% said, nah, dog, pay me more cash. I don't need that freedom. You can pay me to be here whenever you want. Do we think that people are going to get paid more? A 5% raise, according to the HR teams, doesn't even keep up with inflation right now. Should people be going in and telling their HR teams, their bosses, I need a 7, 8, 9, 10% raise, or I got to go find a new job? There's 10.5 million jobs out there, and somebody wants my skills. If you want me to stay here, pay me more?
Yes. Yeah. If you're getting paid, if you are not getting paid 7% more than you got paid last year, you are getting paid less this year than you did last year. Simply put, you're losing purchasing power at a historic rate, 40-year high for inflation. You should absolutely do that. And I think you have to teeter the line between basically implying that you want to make more money at that job and not hinting at, hey, if I don't make more money, I'm going to leave this job, because you don't want to be like basically necessarily fired or looked down upon in the workplace for wanting more money. But yeah, go get your bag, go get your money.
Yeah, I also think it depends, because people that are in their current situation, I think it's much harder to not necessarily ask for a raise. Like, that's very kind of vanilla. You go in and you say, hey, it's very clear. You go in and you say, hey, look, inflation's this much. I'm doing a good job. I'd like to make X amount more. And maybe you get it, maybe you don't. Who really knows? I think it depends on the certain circumstance. But I think what we're going to see is wages are going to start to drastically increase and have been increasing for people finding new jobs. And that's just kind of what it is when it comes to employers looking to hire good people, because the workforce, the labor market is so tight right now. When you go out and you're looking for a new job, they have to offer you these benefits. Otherwise, you're not going to take it and you're going to go work somewhere else. And those benefits can include financial compensation, but they can also include other things like the ability to work remote, or kind of different perks that come with the job, whether it's health insurance or retirement benefits or other things. So I think right now, the average employee in the United States kind of looking for work has more strength than ever before when it comes to not only salary, but other benefits, because so many of these companies are looking to hire good people immediately. And I think that's what we're going to start seeing in the data when it comes to wages also.
Go ask for a raise. And when you go ask for a raise, basically explain to them what you made last year, what you make this year, what the inflation numbers are, and what you've done over the last year to kind of prove your worth, and if you think you are worth more than you were last year to the company. And then also find some comps to other jobs that are similar to yours and what those people get paid. And if you're getting paid under that, explain that and explain that these people at other companies are getting paid more than you for similar work. And then if they still don't give you a raise and you want to leave, go find a job that's giving you more money.
Do you worry at all that if you go ask for a raise and they say no, that like you ruin your relationship? Or is it like you, when you go ask for the raise and say like, hey, look, I can go leave my job and get a raise somewhere else, that you actually have to be willing to leave?
Yeah, I mean, if you threaten to leave, you have to be willing to leave.
Yeah, I think that like that's one of the big pitfalls is when people go and ask and they're like, oh, but I could leave. Like if they're like, okay, then leave, and you don't leave, then like they own you forever.
Yeah,
Right,
you
like,
have to be willing
like,
to.
like that's the first rule of
They
negotiation.
own you forever.
No, that's first rule of negotiation. If you say something and somebody calls your bluff, and
You gotta pull the
you
trigger on
basically
it.
were bluffing, you got no negotiating power ever again. Because the next time you ask for a raise, they're gonna be like,
We can just tell them no.
Go ahead, leave. We dare you. We triple dog dare you. They know you're not going to leave. So again, you got to be careful in the negotiation or in the ask. You could say, hey, look, I've been doing a lot more. Plus there's inflation. Plus there's this, right? I really like to stay here. I like who I work with. I like what I do. I enjoy working for you.
Help me help you.
Yeah. What is the path? Second thing that I always tell people is when you go to ask for a raise, don't ask for it immediately, right? In the sense of like, hey, I need a raise right now. No, instead what you could say is, listen, I know you guys have planning purposes. I know you have budgeting, etc. What is the path to me getting the raise, right? Is it possible for me to get the raise starting in Q2, right? And give them kind of a 90-day or at this point maybe 75-day kind of lead time to actually get the budget in place and be in a position where they're able to actually go ahead and do that. Depends, but that's all the type of stuff that I think ends up being worth a conversation, at least with with somebody like that, right?
It won't burn a bridge necessarily. I think most people are reasonable in when you ask for something and there's kind of a disconnect on what they can pay you or what they want to pay you versus what you want to receive as compensation for your job. There's definitely a disconnect there, but it's not going to burn a bridge if you do it politely and in a manner that you can show proof as to why you want it. And if they still don't give it to you and you leave, basically explain to them and be like, look, I asked for a raise. I think I'm worth this. You said no. So today's my last day.